I had mixed feelings attending Pride this year, but mostly felt bewildered and pissed off. I was looking forward to this year's Pride for quite some time. It was my second ever Pride and I came to march with the Radical Left Bloc, one of 2 radical blocs attending, which is organised by others. Like last year, I was shocked, somehow again, by the level of corporate infestation and toothlessness. Here is an important question for everybody. What is the point of Pride? From being there, I know clearly that people's answers to this question vary hugely. For me, Pride is about a few things. We are celebrating and remembering the Stonewall riots of 1969 in New York, where queer people, notably trans women of colour, decided enough was bloody enough and fought back against police repression. But we aren't celebrating in the sense of happy birthday to you, or remembering as in, do you remember when Cowan turned up drunk on the radio? We're celebrating and remembering as in, we're keeping the torch lit, as in, those were great deeds, let's push onwards. Like celebrating and remembering the 1916 Rising, which has been similarly defanged. For me, Pride is a protest. Part of that protest is definitely asserting yourself as a queer person, not letting society pretend that you don't exist, acting and looking and sounding as you feel, feeling good in your own skin as you should do. So I love to see people happy, dressed to the nines, colourful, cheering, whistling, dancing and so on. I love to see people openly flouting, imprisoning gender norms. It's great as people who are generally seen as deviants and freaks to occupy the streets in such a massive way and feel normal and assured with each other. But, unfortunately, I think Pride is mostly a load of bollocks. And that's because while I know many think the same way I do, other people see Pride in a totally different way. Ah, great, yeah, a battalion of Amazon workers wearing Amazon t-shirts with a rainbow splash where it says Amazon. For sure, if you're one of Amazon's warehouse workers, they don't care if you're queer, as long as you let them drive you into the ground for a pittance. Oh, fantastic, PayPal are here. I do believe that's the same PayPal which froze WikiLeaks' account after Chelsea Manning, the heroic whistleblowing trans woman, leaked damning US military information. Oh, cool, Ernst & Young are here. They audited, or rather didn't audit, Anglo-Irish Bank. And Bank of Ireland on our side too. Paying billions in private bank debt and years of austerity has done wonders for LGBT plus services. I'm sure the people who have killed themselves since will be delighted. I saw a Smirnoff banner with people piling behind it and felt like grabbing it and breaking it over my knee. I thought, what are they doing here? Not to mention the total irrelevance of them. What about Ireland's crippling drinking problem? What about alcohol increasing the incidence of sexual assault? What other comrades did we have? Facebook, Google and Microsoft, the trifecta of surveillance. They know if you are sleeping or if you're gay or straight. And we had Salesforce, Citibank, Ulster Bank, LinkedIn, Air, Deloitte, Accenture, eBay, Yahoo, Vodafone, Dropbox, MasterCard, Twitter, fucking Nando's, and God knows who else. Pride is a marketing opportunity par excellence. They come to profit off of our suffering. They come to profit off of our hopes for freedom and for dignity. We are the hip, cool capitalists. Fawn upon us as we advertise ourselves at your rally. Behold our inflatable logos, colourful t-shirts and standard issue branded ice pops. I felt used, usurped, patronised and pissed off in the extreme. On top of everything else, they've stolen our day. Here's my essential message. If you're not at Pride to advance the liberation of queer people, fuck off. If you think the gays are fine, but it's okay to oppress and exploit other people, or you're there to make money or votes, feel free to parade into the sea or a motorway. Here's my plea to queer people who turn up to represent these corporations and parties. Do you really, deep down, believe that they give a shite about your life? Do you honestly believe Facebook or Fianna Fáil or whoever is there for the sake of your liberty rather than cynically using you for their profit? I don't know how anyone could buy that. Among highlighting sex workers' rights, the housing crisis and travellers' rights, who happily ended up right behind us, our bloc was showing solidarity with the Palestinian people. We were handing out leaflets calling out pinkwashing by the Israeli state. Pinkwashing is using supposed concern for LGBT plus people to cover up other harm. A great example of this is the attendance of Airbnb, who profit from land stolen by Israeli settlers in Palestine, or how Israel puts itself forward as a Middle Eastern LGBT plus haven as it murders and starves Palestinians and ironically forces queer Palestinians to become informants for their occupying army by threatening to out them in their community. Walking in front of us were, drumroll, Fianna Fáil, wearing vomit-worthy t-shirts saying, "Standing up for equality" in big letters. Jim O'Callaghan TD himself was walking with them. That's Jim O'Callaghan, the pro-water charges solicitor, brother of Miriam O'Callaghan. Luckily, also present were Labour, the Green Party, the Social Democrats, Sinn Féin and Fine Gael. You get the picture. All hunting for votes, none of which should be there because they all stand fundamentally for the same system which makes most of our lives, not just queer people by the way, miserable. You see, the struggle for queer liberation is just one struggle of many for freedom. There are so many hard battles to be fought, but if we help each other, we are stronger. Single issue politics is a lie which will get us nowhere but on stupid parades that challenge nothing. The main banner of the other Radical Bloc summed up these sentiments well. Queer liberation, not rainbow capitalism. In the face of an Ireland that thinks it's off the hook for voting yes to marriage equality, they tried to push further by challenging the drive for assimilation into straight cis society. A despicable irony was that after two queer anarchist activists dropped a banner reading "Homophobia kills" off a building, it might have been the Iona Institute, they were arrested and the cops beat them up. It speaks for itself really, and yet I saw various people having the chats with cops as if they aren't our enemies. The words I immediately associate with Dublin Pride are upbeat, corporations, tame, irrelevant, annoying, herded and colours. I didn't come to Pride to be annoyed, I didn't come to give out, but here we are. This all being said, I will attend Pride every year because I won't let the opportunists and the assimilationists own it outright. Pride should be a place for queer people to let loose and show our hunger for change, our anger at injustice, especially raising the profile of those most sidelined by the LGBT community like trans, non-binary and genderqueer people, bisexual and pansexual people, asexual people, intersex people, migrants and sex workers. Maybe we need to start again and create a new event. Lastly, I want to give a special shout out to the Sex Workers Alliance of Ireland, who I was very proud to march with, who are fighting for the decriminalisation of sex work and who were banned from attending Pride by the organisers as late as 2010. For more coverage and analysis, follow the Solidarity Times on Facebook.